Danielle, and today I want to give you guys 5 more Tubi movies to watch. It's a gloomy day in Washington, D.C., so what better thing to do than to watch some Tubi movies? If you guys did not see my last video, I already made a video giving you guys 5 recommendations to watch on Tubi, but now I have 5 more. That shows you guys how much I'm on Tubi, but I love it. It's free, and the movies always have kind of like questionable acting, low budget, but one thing they're gonna give you is a storyline, baby. So let's go ahead and jump into it. The first one I want to talk about with you guys is called Out of Bounds. This movie was made in 2023. It is an hour and 23 minutes, and the description says, when a woman has an affair with a high-profile athlete, she realizes his wife is planning something sinister. That's exactly what happens, but the something sinister that she's planning is something I would have never guessed. It was absolutely crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I enjoyed watching this movie. I watched it in totality. I was, geared in the whole entire time with my popcorn. I would say this movie is worth the watch. The only thing is just obviously some of the elements of the acting, a little bit questionable, right? But all in all, the storyline was fire, and at the end, I truly did not expect what they had in store. And I think if a good plot twist can hit you, then the movie is definitely worth watching. So I'll give this movie that. The next movie I want to talk about is called Forever Us. This one was also made in 2023. Like I said, I'm giving you guys the newest, right? The description said, a woman's perfect marriage is shattered when her husband falls for another woman, leading to secrecy and obsession, igniting a deadly showdown. That is exactly what happens. I like this one a lot though, because if you've never watched a Tubi movie, this one is gonna feel the most familiar to a real movie, simply based on the fact that it has familiar faces. Sonic Pullins is in this movie, Black China is in this movie. So I think that makes it feel like, I don't know, like a real movie. Like obviously Tubi movies are real movies, but it feels like more real, you get me, because it's got familiar faces. It's directed by Chris Stokes, who, if you're getting into Tubi movies, Chris Stokes does a good job of directing them. So whenever I see his name, I know it's gonna be good. And the plot twist at the end was something you probably could guess. But I do think the lead up and the character development throughout the movie was good, and then Zonique is beautiful, so it was worth the watch. I think that it does a good job of sort of exploiting that disconnect that happens in marriage when one partner is out earning, well, the woman in particular is out earning the man, and there's a distance there. I think that this does a good job of quote unquote exploiting that and showing you, I guess, what happened with the man when, that was too much for him. The next one I want to talk to you guys about is called I Hate You to Death. Now, to be fair, this is probably my least favorite of the list. I'm going to be honest with you guys, but it's still a good movie and it's still worth the watch. The premise says, after discovering that her husband is living 3 separate lives, Kelsey Manning teams up with her sister wives to plot the ultimate revenge. Now, I don't think this movie's bad, right? But my only thing is, when it first started, I was right there with them. It had the 3 girls, they're about to kill him, whatever. But my thing is, I felt like that should have come to present day halfway through the movie and then gone forward with whatever happens next. But the whole movie basically sat there going through each of the sister wives' stories of how he did them wrong. So it's not bad, but the movie, when you first start it, just doesn't play out the way you thought in terms of the timeline. It more so depicts what happened in the past to lead them to the present moment, more so than giving you the past, bringing you to the present, then going forward. So it's still a good movie, but I just would keep that in mind if you had different expectations going in. The next movie I'm going to talk about was actually made in 2022, but I actually think it's one of the best ones on the list, and it's called No Better Love. This movie was super intriguing, honestly, for me at least. It was sort of giving us insight into a hood, the interplays in that hood. And for one, I think it did a good job of showing how men in the hood that are in their 20-somethings are messing with like the freshly 18-year-old girls in the high school. That was crazy. But furthermore, I think it does a good job of giving us a theme of like, you might love someone, but that doesn't mean that you won't put them in a position to do badly to keep them close to you, if that makes sense. And I think that's a reason why a lot of people actually end up staying in their hometowns or staying in their hoods, because they don't want to leave the people around them, or because the people around them, whether they realize it or not, inadvertently sabotage them. So I think this movie does a really good job of giving us that theme, but then also giving us hella love triangles and just hella different, weird, crazy themes. The plot twist at the end, you guys would not expect. So this is another one that I love because that plot twist hits you like a bus. So definitely watch this one if you take anything from this list. this would probably be one of my number ones, tied with the next one I'm gonna talk about, which is Please. This movie is freaking crazy, y'all. I'm not gonna lie. This movie is the craziest on the list. Literally. It was made in 2023, an hour and 41 minutes. After a long history of dealing with men who have hurt her, Dalen vows to take down anyone who doesn't treat her right from this point on. First of all, the intro to the movie is crazy. The cover art for the movie is crazy. The movie itself is crazy. I never expected, like, they give you a preview in the beginning of kind of like how she's about to carry it, but I still didn't even expect her to start carrying it the way she was carrying it when she did. So that's why this movie is freaking crazy. Like, when I tell you guys, I literally was screaming during this movie. I was literally screaming and it was 4 a.m. One thing I can tell you is that she literally cuts a dick off in the movie and we see it. I screamed. I literally screamed. And you know how Tubi budgets are. So it's like, it looks so crazy to watch. And then to top it all off, this movie kills me because the whole time, everyone is dripped down in designer, dripped down in jewelry, but then they'll be in a laundromat. They'll be in a club that looks like it was just tapered sheets in a room. Like, the budget of Tubi movies never fails to amaze me, but they always make it work. And then the storylines. So I don't know where they got all that Christian Dior, and I don't know where they got them VVS diamonds, but they found a way, okay? And they made it work. So watch this movie for sure if you are taking anything from this list, okay? If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment telling me the Tubi movies that you watch, the ones that you enjoy, so that we can have a list going. If you don't make a Tubi account, you can't see your previously watched. So we could use this video as a way to keep tabs on what movies we should be looking out for. If you guys like this type of content, subscribe for more, and I will see you guys in the next video. I love you. Bye.